It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the New Orleans Saints. The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
First carry for Tyler Algier. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Well, this defense for the Bucs, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And not enough on the throw that time, as that one is incomplete. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 18. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And you look at the Saints' defense. They've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
2nd and 11. That's caught. Emeka Buka. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They run out of the gun with Irving. Down inside the 40. These two teams, they met in Tampa earlier in the year, with the Bucs prevailing in that one. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep. Here's a 2nd and 5.
Hey, man, ready? 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
They'll stay on the ground with Irving. And he gets it down to the 32. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted. And the Saints will take over here at their own 14-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Dumps this one off to Algier. So no gain on the play, and that'll make it second down. The Saints at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. John Franklin Myers, the one in there to drop him. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double teamed and sometimes triple teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He completes it to Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. There weren't any speed limits out there, and off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. And how about that return? As he's all the way inside the 20-yard line.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. Maybe I go out there and try and stop them, but boy, what a tough spot they're in.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Saints are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Buccaneers 2nd and 10.
18 Cardinal.
On play action, they'll throw. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Second down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Third down and 10.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
60 Bison.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
J.K. Scott in
Here's J.K. Scott now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Taken right around the 44. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over.
Ready? Panther 60.
On 1st and 10, here's Irvin. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And you look at the Saints defense. Well, they've been excellent against the pass. The number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to it.
Third and 4.
Ready? 60 Bison.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. Back to throw here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there at 22.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well. That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
2nd and 10.
Come on. Set. 19 Tiger. Ready?
A run up the middle with Irvin. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Ready? Cowboy, Panther 50.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Hawk 70. Ready?
Now back to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Emeka Egbuka. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And this one incomplete. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. And that will be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Taken in at the 22. Following the punt return. Serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Now he's loose at the 40. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup, 1st down, New Orleans.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. The pass caught by Olave. Calling a gain of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Ready? Check. Here we go. 19, Tiger.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got this to Algier. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll run here with Algier. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Cedric Tillman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And he returns this to the 22. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
16 yards.
His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Come on. Hit. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready?
Straight ahead, it's Irvin. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
1st down. It's a gain of 17 yards.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43.
70 Timberwolves.
He'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43.
18 Cardinal. Ready?
They'll look to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line.
Osa Odighizuwa with the effort there to earn the sack.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down.
60 Bison.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
Let's go now. Cowboy 80. Ready?
Well, they'll try it now with Irving. But he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Okay, you and I are sitting up here getting ready to analyze whether they should go for it or not. Did you see the quarterback just point to the sideline and say, everybody back, I've got this call?
Well, you knew this side of the field, they're in plus territory, 4th and 1. He wasn't coming off the field.
No, he wasn't coming off the field, and he wasn't letting the offense go with him at all. He said, we're staying out here, and we're picking this one up. That's some leadership right there.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Go! Viking 18.
Once again, it's Irving. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 55 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Tampa Bay.
He'll look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
He'll drop to throw.
Saints 12.
This is caught. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Emeka Ibuka with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bucs are an extra point away from taking the lead.
14. Saints 13.
Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. We've got a little more than a minute to go, and I think the offense is saying, hey, all we need here, a field goal, and we can take the lead into intermission.
Well, I think that's what the goal should be. Give your kicker a chance to give you those 3 points. But in the meantime, if someone falls asleep on the defensive side, you might take advantage of that and get a big shot downfield, too.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And he is caught. Through an opening, and there he goes. Inside the 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. Cedric Tillman. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Saints will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Pretty good response. They had given up the touchdown and the lead, but they struck back.
And I love the way that they just saw it happen, took a quick exhale on the sidelines. So let's go get it back and fast. Let's go ahead and throw the ball downfield and get our own 6 points.
A huge chunk play to regain that lead. Ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. A slim deficit here in a 1-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll look to throw here.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
The Buccaneer 1st down.
Here we go, set. Cooking 19.
They're going to look to throw. Can't get the connection there. It's incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
In motion comes the tight end left. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Fair catch.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. And he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half. So the difference is 6 points as we get set to resume action here in this 3rd quarter of play. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Looking to put a drive together.
Cowboy 80. Go.
They'll start on the ground with Irving.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Here's 2nd and 8. Incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards to play.
I do think that sometimes on 3rd and long, many defenders just get caught watching the sticks instead of watching the ball. And the guy who's got it, because here, they just got the ball into the receiver's hands and told him to do it yourself, a little bit of a desperation play. And he was able to take the short throw and turn it into a big game and a conversion on 3rd down. That's a big pickup.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Let's go. Viking 18. Ready.
throw there going to be incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job again.
Move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Here we go. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready.
And a quick throw here that's complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
Here's a handoff to Irving. Now they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 75 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Deputy! Deputy Lions!
And that is incomplete. Oh, my goodness. He was in his own zip code, but somehow could not look it in.
And this was a little bit of the knock on him coming out of college. Sometimes the concentration could wander a bit. This should have been a big play, but somehow he's not able to corral it.
Here we go, set! Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw and a good one.
He's into space past the 25. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 21. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, Tampa Bay.
Come on, come on. 70, let's go, lady.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Open man is Ibuka. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
2nd and a couple.
The 13-yard line.
Ready, third, 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
A shotgun handoff here to Irving. And the Bucs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. It's a nice run there. Gets him down to the 6-yard line.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Tag. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready.
Man, and he hits him in stride. They'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. Second and goal from inside the 5.
Cougar 19. Ready.
Back to throw here. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. Buccaneers. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away now from moving out in front.
The kick is good.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will put them on top here in the third. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. A third quarter now, to 1-point game as they line up second and 10. Algier now up the middle. And running room.
That's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On first and 10, it's Algier. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Tackle made at his 48.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a second and 9.
Second and 9.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He lets it go deep for Olave. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Here's J.K. Scott now.
He's been terrific so far. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Okay,
The Bucs
ready?
offense set to begin their next possession.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
70 Lions.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
To the left side, he gets this one to Ibuka.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
First down. A gain of 11 on the play.
Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Ready, ready? Cowboy 80.
Now back to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Here we go, set. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Again, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
And there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
Get up. 70 Timberwolves. Go.
They'll try and run here with Irving. And some space here. And he is going to have the Bucs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Viking 18. Ready, ready?
Back to throw. He's got his receiver. That's Ibuka. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
11 more yards.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready?
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I think we've hit that point in the game now where any score you get could be the one that actually wins it. So above all, you want to avoid a turnover that leaves you coming away with nothing.
They'll go again
from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
They'll look to throw again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Come on, set. Bronco 80.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. From 3 yards out. And the Bucs will add to their 4th quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
And they're on the 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. There's still plenty of time here in the 4th quarter. Just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. This will be incomplete. Oh, a dream chance for a D lineman, but he couldn't pull that one in.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
The 47-yard line.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw.
And he almost had his 2nd pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete.
Coverage by Benjamin.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Back to throw again. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
They'll drop to throw.
He completes it to Olave.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Saints, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw.
Setting up the screen, here's Algier.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, Took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on third down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
2nd and 3. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Willis. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down if they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up. That'd be the time to do it.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Second and 10. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Okay, ready.
The offense on 3rd down, 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. They'll set up to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 4.
19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
He'll drop to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
They'll look to throw here. And that's incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
On the handoff, this is Irvin. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
19, 18. Go check, go check.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish
Go,
line.
Reed, go. Let's go. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Hey.
That's a jet sweep into the hands of Metcalf. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame.
As a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Kennedy Lyons.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's fourth down.
Wisnowski in punt formation.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
He's back to throw. Dumps this one off to Algier.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense.
At the 13-yard line.
Algier going straight ahead. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. An important one here, no doubt. 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
4th down.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Bronco leading. Ready, ready.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.
Come on. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready.
And they take a knee. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for Tampa Bay, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.